Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Said Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Okay, so I got a message, and I was asked a very good question. I was asked, what is the true purpose and cause of dreams? I've talked about dream interpretation on another video. So this person was asking, what is really the deal with dreams? Now, many of you may be familiar because the psychological community has done a lot of studies on dreams. They've been studying dreams for millennia, probably, maybe even before. I'm thinking thousands of years, a million years maybe. They've been studying dreams for a long time because human beings always have consistently dreamed. So when you ask a medical professional or a psychologist, a psychiatrist, their thoughts on dreams, they usually tell you something about the brain, neurons, electronic waves, that kind of thing. They really don't know as much about the brain as they pretend to. They're still studying the brain, the space, the ocean. There are certain final frontiers that have not been completely understood. The brain is one of those frontiers. So all they know is that when they smack things on your forehead and you go to sleep, they see parts of your brain light up with these electronic waves. And then they see them, light up in different areas. And then when the person wakes up, they're like, oh, I had a dream about X. So they think that it's that kind of thing. It's just a function of the brain. They're not really sure why the brain does that. Now, Sigmund Freud and some of the ones who came after him, some of his students and those who developed his theory, said that the brain does this because dreams are your subconscious thoughts, feelings, desires, anxieties. You can Google or look on YouTube right now. If you punch in dreams, you'll hear a lot of theories that come from Freud. Because even though Freud is very controversial, some people try to disprove him, some people believe very strongly in his theories. I think a lot of it had to do because Freud went into what the desires meant and what the anxieties were showing. That's when he loses a lot of people. A lot of people are okay with him saying that they're subconscious desires and things like that. But where he goes with them and how he pieces them together is where he loses many people. So for me, I think it makes sense that some dreams are like unconscious brain farts, things you've seen, TV shows, things like that. The other day, I had a dream that I was on South Street hanging out with Albus Dumbledore from the Harry Potter series. Now, is this because it's one of my unconscious desires? No, it's because right before I went to sleep, I was watching Harry Potter theories on YouTube, you see? So I think that sometimes it is something that's going on in our subconscious, such as something we ate or something we saw, because the stomach too, something that you ingested can make you have an unusual dream, from your body dealing with the process of digestion while you're sleeping and how it lights up in your head. And in my case, I had just been watching it on, my phone before I fell asleep. So I think those things happen very often, and that's from the subconscious. However, in the witch world, we know that some dreams are not subconscious. Some dreams are, one, prophecies. These are dreams that you have, and anybody can have this dream. Anybody can have a prophetic dream. It's a dream that you dream, and that shit actually occurs. It happens the next day. It happens a week later. It happens centuries later in some cases, thousands of years later. Like some people like Nostradamus and different, of the great seers have been credited with maybe having seen things that happened thousands of years later. It just depends. The time frame is not important. But if you have a dream about something and it happens, that is called a prophecy. One time I was at a hotel. I was at a motel, actually, because I was cheap. I'm still cheap sometimes. But I was at a motel, and I was sleeping, taking a nap. And my friend had told me he was going to come by later. So I figured I'll take a nap till my friend gets here. All of a sudden, I had this dream. And in the dream, my friend comes to the door. He knocks on the door. And I said, who is it? And he said, room service. And I was like, what? Oh, the room service at the motel? What? So when I woke up to knocking at the door. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I stood up. I walked over to the door. And I'm like, who is it? And he said, room service. And that shit, mind you, he had never done this before. He had never come to the door and said it was room service before. So I had no reason to think he would do something like that. And I just stood there looking at the door like, okay. So that is an example of prophecy, even though it was not a big thing, you know, it was a very small thing, but it was very clearly something that I dreamt about, and then it happened. A lot of you probably have had these kind of dreams, because when I talk to people, a lot of people have had these prophetic dreams. Another time, when I was a very young girl, when I was like 6 or 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old, my grandparents died. And before each one of them died, they died like a month or two apart. It wasn't a big span of time. But before each of them died, the night before, I had a dream that me and the person, in the first case, it was my grandfather. So it was me, my grandfather, and it was some people from my favorite show. My favorite show was Dynasty. I wasn't even supposed to be watching Dynasty. I was sneaking to watch Dynasty, but it was my favorite show. And I had a dream that me, my grandfather, Alexis, Crystal, and Diane Carroll were standing on a ledge. And we were jumping off the ledge. We were swimming. And my grandfather jumped off the ledge and was eaten by a shark. The next day, I found out my grandfather had passed over. Then, a month or so later, I had the same dream. But this time it was my grandmother, myself, Diane Carroll, Crystal, and Blake. Blake was there. And Alexis, the characters from Dynasty, my favorite characters from Dynasty. We were all standing on the same ledge, and my grandmother jumped in the water and was eaten by a shark. So I woke up, and she had passed over. And I dreamt both of those, and I never had a similar dream, and it never happened with anybody else that died. Just those two people. And I was like 6 or 7 years old. And I told my family about it. And by the time I told them about it, they were already gone. By the time I had the dream, I guess it was kind of like, I don't know if it was their way of communicating with me that they were leaving, that they were passing over. But right before it happened, I had both of those dreams. So these kind of dreams are prophecy too, but they're more symbolic. Like I would need to like think about, okay, what happened? The person died in the dream. The dream is telling me this person is going to die. So again, prophecy. So we have these kinds of dreams. We have these prophecy dreams, and these dreams are not from the subconscious. These dreams, in my opinion, are just part of the fact that we're all connected. We're all connected by the universe. We're all a part of God. We're all a part of the universe. We're all a part of it. So some of the times a dream is you tapping into that vibration, that energy. Some of the times you tap into something that's bigger than yourself. And in this case, it's a message from the other side, you know? So some of the times we have that go on. So dreams, you know, they can be subconscious or they can be more spiritual intent. Likewise, I told you guys about dream interpretation because, again, some of your dreams they're like also some premonitions coming. Premonitions are very similar to prophecy. It's just telling you something that is getting ready to go on. Some of the times they're more of a warning though. Prophecy can be anything. It can be a warning. It can not be a warning. It can be showing you that somebody's going to pass over. It can be showing you that somebody's coming. It can be a number of things from important to unimportant, you know, but premonitions are generally warnings. Warning you that you need to do something or not do something or something like that. So dreams have a number of different purposes, as you can see, and they come from a number of different places. They either come from inside of us or outside of us. And when they come from outside, it's like we're downloading from the universe. And when you have that happen, I think that's a totally different thing than when your electrons, you know, well up and something that you're fearing or worrying about comes to you in the dream, you see. So I think there are different kinds, and I think that they show different purposes. The ones from inside of us that are our fears, our doubts, our worries, our anxieties, I think that's for us to see what's going on with us and look at whatever is bothering us and deal with it, take it by the horns and deal with it, And when it's outside of us, I think it's just something that the universe wants us to know to prepare us for something that's getting ready to occur. So that's my take on dreams, and that's why we interpret them, because even when they are subconscious, they can tell you something about what's going on. It doesn't have to be this whole big prophecy kind of thing. It can be just telling you that you're afraid of something that you need to deal with. It can just be telling you that you're scared about something, or you're anxious about something that's about to happen. You see? So if you are scared of something, maybe it's, telling you, calm down, it's okay, So it just depends on what the situation is and where the dreams actually come from. Likewise, some of the times they say we're visited in our dreams by spirits, by angels, by our ancestors. And those appear as dreams as well, but they're not. They're visitations. They're coming to us, giving us a message, giving us some guidance. Kind of like how Mary had that dream about the angel when he told her she was pregnant. It more than likely wasn't a dream. It was more than likely, she might have been asleep, but she might have been awake. Either way, it was more than likely a visitation from a spiritual being. So all of these things can happen. The other day we talked about how some people will dream that there's something laying on them and they can't get up, they can't move, they can't breathe. And in some cases, people have said, yeah, they call that sleep apathy or sleep something. It's called sleep something. But in other cases, it's more of a spiritual reason because you have something that's negative visiting you on a spiritual level. So you have a number of things going on here. It's not cut and dry. It just depends on what the situation is. That's why I like to interpret my dreams to see, is it something mundane that's going on in my head, or is it something that spirit is trying to convey to me that I'm missing in my waking life, you see? So I hope that helps. All right, guys, it's time for us to get going. Thank you so much for being here with me. I am getting ready to do another giveaway, but this one is going to be very, very special. This one is going to be for Harry Potter fans. You guys know I'm a Harry Potter fan, and I found a subscription box from these people called Geek Gear online, and I ordered one. So after it gets here, anything that's in the box that I don't want to keep, because there's a lot of stuff in the box and it's a surprise what's in the box. So anything I don't want to keep, I'm going to give to you. I'm going to keep what I want, and everything else that I don't want or have no use for, I am going to do a giveaway so you guys who are Harry Potter fans can get some of the things that are in this box. I figure, hey, pass it on, right? So after it gets here, I'm going to open it on camera and tell you the things that I do not want to keep. And then I'm going to do a giveaway, and some wonderful person is going to get a box full of Harry Potter stuff that I don't want to keep. And I'm thinking about doing other subscription boxes. They have a makeup box. They have other boxes for your zodiac sign. It's a lot of different ones. So stay tuned, guys, because I'm getting ready to get some cool stuff, and one of you is too. All right? All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else that's wondering about these dreams that they've been having. Likewise, please, if you would like to get a tarot or an oracle card reading, email me. I'll hook you up. If you want me to do your astrological chart, email me. I'll hook you up. If you would like to get an answer to a free question, please drop it underneath this video. If you want to hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, I'll leave my information. And that's that, people. See you later.